Hello everyone, back to tuning in to today's bird video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's bird video. Day 10 will take us to the 29th of December, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the excellent GFS and ECM ensembles. May run around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, and that will get us into the middle part of January. I'll get on with that for you in a moment. Just say that first. Video is today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast, and we've also released the EC30 data as well. So if you would like, please like, share, subscribe on all today's videos and content. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. We only need to put on around 13 subscribers, perhaps a little bit less than that actually, to get to 17.5k. So if you could give us a sub and tell your friends and family to subscribe, that would be unbelievable. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. Okay, we're going to start off having a look at the situation with centering temperature first of all. So CT continuing to rise. We're now sitting at 5.6, which is 1.1 degree above the 61 to 99 average, only provisional to yesterday, to the 18th of December. That will carry on ticking up over the next few days, I think. So by Christmas, I have a feeling that could be somewhere close to 6.0, but we shall see. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Edinburgh. So we're starting off about average at the moment. We are going to see another warmer sector coming through the middle part of the week, so going a bit milder, then a bit cooler, then milder again, approaching Christmas, so very up and down, very zonal. A little bit of a cold snap coming in around and just after Christmas, although that has moderated a lot on what we're looking at a few days ago. Then between Christmas and the New Year, we're hovering close to the long-term 30-year average, which I suspect is masking ongoing zonality with warm and cool sectors alternating with one another. Precipitation-wise, going to be getting more unsettled as well, so not too bad for precipitation for the next couple of days, but gradually from about Friday, Saturday onwards, turning wetter, and as we go through Christmas, yes, we see some pretty big precipitation spikes then. So plenty of precipitation to come from Christmas right way through to the New Year, and even beyond the New Year. Snow row for Edinburgh looks like that, quite encouraging. So there could be some snow for parts of Scotland, Edinburgh included, as we go into the Christmas period. Definitely an increased chance of a white Christmas there, and maybe into the New Year as well. That doesn't look too bad for Scotland, but if we come further south to, say, Leicester, then we see far fewer snow spikes. So there are a few just after Christmas, but nowhere near as interesting as the Edinburgh ensemble, and Cardiff is even worse when we get down to Cardiff. There's barely any snow spikes at all until we get to the New Year, and even then just one or two of them. So definitely the north looks like it's favoured for an increased possibility of some snow this Christmas. Temperature anomalies from the 19th to 27th of December coming out above average, a mild average week to come. And precipitation anomalies from the 19th to 27th of December, so a bit wetter than average northwestern parts of Scotland, otherwise average or drier than normal. Latest wind map from earth.nullschool.net shows that our weather system is curling south-eastward, so it's been thoroughly wet across much of England and Wales overnight on the previous morning. That's finally beginning to move away, and behind it we're putting in some slightly fresher air, slightly cooler air from the North Atlantic, with these west to north westerly winds. However, the main issue over the next couple of days is actually going to be strengthening winds, so we're not that concerned about temperatures over the next 2 or 3 days. The main issue will be strengthening winds. Thursday could be really quite stormy. Check out the 6 AM UK weather forecast for more about that. Right, so let's start going through the all-important chart data then, starting with the latest UK Met Euro run for midnight on Friday, bringing winds from west to northwesterly direction, so rather showery, and but the north anyway, some slightly cold air beginning to dig in, but pretty mild down in the south. That's the even Christmas Eve, winds going into west-southwest, looking really quite mild there. Back to Christmas Eve itself, very mild push of west to southwest winds, but turning wet and windy, showery outbreaks of rain in from the west. And then Christmas Day we go into something rather brighter perhaps, but still windy and showery, a little bit cooler, but not overly cold, although might go cold enough for short-term wintry across Scotland. And then into Boxing Day, a little transient ridge building up, probably just ahead though the next area of low pressure waiting in the winds in the Atlantic. Not much doing there from a cold perspective. Icon, again, has the winds in from west to northwest on Friday. That could bring some slightly colder air into far north Scotland. Otherwise, not too bad. With winds again sort of westerly. They will be pretty strong though. Weather system could bring some shower rain through Christmas, even Christmas Eve to Christmas Eve. Also a mild push of west-southwest winds. I reckon we could get a temperature up as high as 13-14 degrees across some southern and eastern counties on Christmas Eve. Could be an exceptionally mild Christmas Eve down in the south. Freshening up into Christmas Day though, as winds turn back to west-northwesterly. Very strong winds for Scotland. Gale force winds possible there, maybe severe gales, and a bit colder. It'll be kind of shower, wintry across Scotland. Otherwise, probably just rain showers for the rest of the country. Then by the time you get through to Christmas night and into Boxing Day, another low pressure system coming in off the Atlantic. That could bring pretty wet and soggy Boxing Day. But quite a chilly Boxing Day as well, and possibly some of that rain turning to snow as it bumps into the colder air through southern Scotland and into northern parts of England, just rainbow further south, of course. Let's have a look at KMA next. So this would be a KMA model from South Korea. So again, on the 22nd of December, that's Friday, winds in western direction, rather cold in the north, maybe, otherwise not too bad. Wasn't really strong with wind though. Now, Saturday into Christmas Eve, we bring in this mild southwesterly push of winds, but there will be outbreaks of rain coming in with that as well. Probably turning cooler again from the northwest as we go through to Christmas Day. Very tight backed ice bar, so it will be windy from Christmas Eve to Christmas Day. Severe gales likely in the north. Probably cold enough shower turn wintry. Both northwest winds across Scotland. Otherwise, just rain showers, I would have thought. Further southwards. Boxing Day brings another low free. That could bring heavy rain with it. That might turn to snow across parts of Scotland, Northern England as it bumps into cold air. That low then gets out of the way into the North Sea by 27th. A bit of a push of winds from the north-northwest there on the eastern side of that, on the western side of that low, I should say. So, you know, we're going to wait and see till a bit closer to the time frame exactly what type of precipitation that would bring. And then beyond that, we just go into like a flat westerly flow approaching the new year. High pressure south, low pressure north for New Year's Eve. So the westerlies go on. Right, that's that one done. Then we've got the GFS midnight run, or much of much is a Friday, bringing those winds in the westerly direction. We backwind to the southwest on Saturday and through to Christmas Eve as well. So both Christmas, even Christmas Eve and Christmas Eve looking mild, but also potentially quite unsettled. By Christmas Day, cooler, fresher air pushes through from the northwest. Probably colder start turning showers wintry in the north. Bit of the northerly gets into Scotland through Christmas Day into Boxing Day. We struggle to get that cold air much further south than southern Scotland. But then the next lows are pushing Boxing Day into the 27th, bringing lots of wet weather in with it. Heading up toward day 10, high pressure then starts to build as we approach the new year, but very quickly that gets swept aside by this area of low. In the Atlantic, bringing lots of wet and windy weather sweeping in, and into that steady range into the opening days of 2024. The westerlies just continue, so up to the 4th of January, 384 hours as far as we get to with GFS midnight run. We remain unsettled with further rain at times. This is our GFS 6 then is looking again. We're bringing a wind from that westerly direction on Friday. Then we get push of southwesterlies Saturday through to Christmas Eve. It's very mild down in the south, but there will be outbreaks of rain involved in that. Into Christmas Day, a little bit cooler, maybe colder for Scotland. Showers to turn wintry up there. Then into Boxing Day and between 7th and December, lower pressure starts coming in off the Atlantic, keeping the unsettled weather going. That gets us to day 10. Low pressure's forcing its way through. Any attempt at ridging is quickly swept aside by those areas of low coming in from the west. A little bit cooler there by the 30th of December, with winds turning into the north only temporarily though. And then into the new year, we've got high pressure set to the south, low pressure to the north, so looking really quite mild and turning drier maybe in the opening days of January. That could be quite a spring-like start to the new year, dare I say it. Now, if you enjoyed the video, please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for doing that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And please don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. We only need to put on around 12 or 13 subscribers to get ourselves to 17.5k. So if you could give us a sub and tell your friends and family to subscribe, that would be amazing, and it would be incredible. Thank you so much. Okay, GM, again, with winds in from a westerly direction on Friday, looking relatively dry in the south, a little bit colder up in the north. Then we're into those west-south-westerlies, through Saturday and Sunday, further showering outbreaks rain, but could be really mild in the south and the southeast. Through to Christmas Day, where we start turning cooler with winds in from the northwest, brighter, more showery, cooler conditions for Christmas Day, and could be cold enough for shower turn wintering across Scotland. That doesn't last very long. The next lows are coming in Boxing Day through 27th, bringing further wet weather with it. Again, that low pressure sort of moving through the centre of the country into the North Sea, pulling in some northeasterly winds on its backside. So, possibility there might be some rain and rain turn to snow with that across more northern parts of the country anyway, around the middle part of next week. That's something that we've got to keep a close eye on. By day 10, we go into a ridge of high pressure. That might deliver some frost. Wow, wow, wow. Can you believe it? Some frost in December. I don't know. Yeah, that might deliver a frosty night there at the end of next week, but it's very quick going to get pushed aside by these loads in the Atlantic. So by the new year, I suspect we're back to mild, wet and windy weather again. And then the ECM rounding it all off, looking like this, with winds in from the west on Friday, southwesterly winds Saturday to Sunday, very mild in the south and the east in particular. By Christmas Day to Boxing Day, a little bit cooler, possibly some wintry showers up in the north, but a transient ridge building should keep itself mostly dry actually on Christmas Day. I would imagine there'll be more in the way of sunshine. And then beyond that, we're back into those unsettled conditions again with more low pressure coming in off the Atlantic, further spells of rain at times. We get through to day 10 and we're in a flat, showery, sort of westerly type flow, a little transient ridge trying to build up for south, which I have to say not much doing there from a cold perspective. This is a precipitation forecast based on the ECM run from TimShow.com, so rain clearing the south and the east over the next few hours. Then we go into those showery west-northwesterlies. They won't be particularly cold, so it's rain showers into the north and west really until we get to the end of week when the shower could start turning a little bit more wintry up over northern parts of Scotland. Into Christmas Eve, where it's up in showery rain in from the west. It will be very mild though, I think, on Christmas Eve. That showery rain clears out of the way by Christmas Day, and we go into these northwesterlies. They start turning showers wintry into Scotland, Northern Ireland, and potentially northern parts of England as well, before this little transient ridge kills those showers off over Christmas night into Boxing Day. And then Boxing Day we go back into wet and windy weather. Some of that rain turned to snow across parts of Scotland, but it's just rain further southwards. And then up to the new year, well, again, we're on a slight transient ridge. These are the options on the table within the ECM Ensemble today. 4-day term from the Icelandic Met Office today gets us to the 29th of December. 20 members of the ECM Ensembles with low pressure to the north and high pressure into the south, winds coming in from that westerly direction. That includes the control and the operation. We've got 17, again with high pressure ridging up from the southwest, low pressures out to west northwest, so going to be a little bit drier down in the south with that. And then we've got 14 here with deep low pressure over top of the country. That's the most unsettled option. I think they're all looking pretty mild though, and then in 2 weeks time, these are the options that we've got, will get us to the 3rd of January. 23 members of the ECM Ensembles with high pressure over France, low pressure is around Iceland, winds again coming in from a westerly direction. We've got 18 with high pressure going a little bit further eastwards, but low pressure should say going a little bit further eastwards. High pressure on the Canadian side of Greenland, so we're not that far away from turning cold with that, but we do need to inch that high pressure over more towards Greenland, Iceland. Nevertheless, that's probably a bit cooler actually as we go into the new year. And then we've got 10 with high pressure ridging to our west and also our northwest with low pressure to our east. That could be starting to pull in something a bit colder from the northeast there. So a couple of hints perhaps that things might start turning a bit cooler or colder as we get into the new year. But before then, it looks generally flat as a pancake with a lot of mild weather still to come. CFS V2, these are 500 millibar high tolerances break down into week periods. The first week period takes us from 19th to 25th of December, so the next week looks unsettled with low pressure to our north, high pressure to our south, and winds coming in from off the Atlantic, a little bit like that. Week 2 looks unsettled as well. This will be the 26th of December to the 1st of January. Again, lots of low pressure to the north, high pressure is to the south, winds coming in from a westerly direction. Again, week 3 is going to be the 2nd to the 8th of January. Low pressure then to our north, winds coming in from a westerly direction. Notice the blocking over on the Canadian side of green. That's probably in line with what the ECM Ensemble was showing there. Though there is a blocking signal, but it's more toward the Canadian side of green, which probably brings cold air to much of northern and eastern America. That could be a big cool down into the States. But for us, again, that blocking just not quite in the right position to deliver cold weather to our portion. And for Northern Hemisphere. And then week 4 is the 9th to 15th of January. And again, low pressure carries on coming. So all looking very unsettled, all looking very Atlantic driven, I have to say, as we're going through January. So the deluge goes on even up to the middle of January. Now, not been much doing from a cold perspective for cold weather lovers and snowmantics on this video. So I thought we'd just finish off having a quick look at the strategy, because there things are beginning to look a little bit more interesting with the GFS. So this is how things are currently set up in terms of the temperature at 10 HPA in the stratosphere over the North Pole. The blue curves here are the cold temperature, the polar vortex at its roots essentially in the stratosphere. Now, as we run through over the next few days, not much change really. The polar vortex does become a little bit elongated though, which is slightly unusual this early in the season. We see the polar vortex there becoming a bit stretched, but still well and truly in business. Plenty of blue, within the 10 HPA level of the stratosphere. A bit of a warming taking place into the southeastern parts of Europe. Now, we go beyond that, though, into the extended range. Look what happens on this GFS run. Quite a big warming begins to gather pace around the new year over Siberia, and that starts to intensify as we go into January. So that's almost reaching SSW temperature levels. It's not an SSW. Again, I have to emphasize that despite being a very large scale warming stretching all the way from like the Pacific side of the Arctic right the way down into the Black Sea and, the Middle East and whatnot. So it's a massive, massive warming and quite intense warming as well. But despite that, it's not an SSW. The reason being it's over Siberia and it's to the right of the pole, if you like, to the east of the pole. The pole itself is still relatively cold up to the 4th of January, and the polar vortex is still in business, so the winds will still be positive. So remember, to get a technical SSW, you've got to send the zone of winds in traverse. You can get either a displacement of a PB or a split, so either type, can be an SSW if the zone of wind reverses. But the gold standard to say that you have had an SSW is a semi zone of wind in traverse. So up to that point, we've not got an SSW, but we are reaching very near, anyway, SSW temperature levels over Siberia there. So quite interesting what the GFS is doing at the moment in terms of the stratosphere. We can go through this view of the ensemble, shall we? So this is the control run. That produces a more intense warming, actually, and starts to inch it into the pole as well. Notice we've got a bit of a displacement event taking place here into the new year, with both blue and purple colours being pushed out, out of the pole and down in towards the North Atlantic and northern parts of Europe. Whether that will be quite enough to send the wind into reverse, not sure, but certainly quite a significant warming with that one. Ensemble member number 1 looks like that, a little bit less of a warming with that one. Ensemble member number 2, looking like that. That's going for a very intense warming actually, and moving in towards the North Pole as well. That could just about be a start sending his own wing into reverse actually there. Be interesting with that verified. Ensemble member number 3 going for quite a significant warming as well. A displacement event of polar vortex, no split up to the 4th of January. Ensemble member number 4 looks like that, also going for quite a significant warming. Notice the warming is particularly focused like between Siberia and Canada, interesting, and more on the Pacific side. So that's a slightly unusual place to get the core of the warming occurring. It's ensemble member number 6, a little bit toned down with that one, but still quite significant with the warming with that one. Ensemble member number 7, that one's slightly more toned down as well. Ensemble member number 8. That's going for a very significant warming as well. Displacement event. Ensemble member number 9 looking like this. So again, that was quite a significant one. More over towards Siberia, I think, with that one. Again, displacement event of a polar vortex. This PB getting close to splitting there, maybe. Could be. Ensemble member number 10 looks like that. So again, quite a significant warming with that one. Ensemble member number 11. Again, significant warming with that one too. Ensemble member number 12. Again, quite significant warming. Ensemble member number 13. Again, that one's going for quite a significant warming too. Ensemble member number 14. Looks like that, all quite significant. Ensemble member number 15. Remember, this is all in the extended range, so it's unreliable, but most of the ensemble members are going for at least a significant warming and a displacement of the PV. Again, we've got number 16, doing something very similar as well. I reckon that could be getting close to sending the zone wind into reverse. Look where the core of the warming is. That is getting into the top of the pole, actually. And a proper displacement event of PV. Ensemble member number 17. Oh, that one looks very dramatic, doesn't it? Now, that's got to be sending the zone of wind into reverse, I would have thought, with that one. Again, up to the 4th of January, you've got a displacement event rather than split of a PV. But I reckon that one, if that verified, I reckon that probably will get the zone of wind pretty much to reverse at 10 HPA. Ensemble member number 18. Again, looking very significant warming, moving into the pole as well, really. Goodness gracious, these are quite interesting, aren't they, these ensembles? Ensemble member number 19, looks like that. Again, that one's quite significant too. Ensemble member number 20, yes, that one looks pretty significant as well. Ensemble member number 21. All looking much of a muchness, just varying on the intensity really, but most of them are going for at least quite a significant warming of the stratosphere here around the new year. Ensemble member number 23. I mean, if that verified, that could be sent as wind into reverse, you would have thought, surely. We have got the displacement event of PV. None of them are splitting the PV yet, but if we could go in a couple of days, I expect some of these probably would start showing a split of the PV. It would be interesting if we could go on any further. Ensemble member number 25. Again, that looking very, very significant with that warming of the stratosphere then from Siberia into towards the pole. Ensemble member number 26, again, looks quite significant. Ensemble member number 27. A little bit more toned down with that one, but still a relatively significant warming anyway. Ensemble member number 28, again, that's a little bit more toned down, but still a significant warming. Ensemble member number 29, again, very significant warming with that one. And finally, ensemble member number 13, looking like that, and again, that's going for quite a significant warming too. PV being displaced over towards Russia and Siberia at its roots with that one. So, all very interesting, and I suspect as we're going through Christmas and New Year, the focus will probably start shifting to the strat, because it looks like Christmas and New Year itself going to be a continuation of relatively Atlantic-driven conditions. But if we can pull a SSW off into early January, then we could start seeing the winter getting a lot more interesting. We shall see. Remember, we did have this last year, though, so I will put that on the table. That's the caveat. We did see the GFS and its ensembles flirting with an SSW from around Christmas. It's when they started last year. This is a little bit earlier than was the case last year. But nevertheless, we did see several weeks of the GFS playing around with an SSW. And it wasn't until we got well into February that we actually finally got a proper SSW going. So that's the caveat, that this is all extended range, all unreliable, and the GFS and its ensembles might be getting this completely wrong. But nevertheless, it looks quite interesting, and we will keep you posted. Of course, we're going to be doing Strat Watch tomorrow, as well as on Wednesday, so we'll be having a detailed look at stratospheric developments on Strat Watch tomorrow. And also tomorrow, we're going to have 6 UK weather forecast, and we'll be live streaming our 10 to 14 day. I'll try and maybe fit in the next Christmas update a little bit earlier in the day as well tomorrow, perhaps. So watch your space on that one. So that's it for today's videos. Again, please like, share, subscribe. Thanks so much for doing that, and we'll see you tomorrow with more, either for our videos or for our live at 6 PM. But for this one, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.